Hi, my name is Roberto Motas. I'm a student at Taiwan Community College, and today I'm going to be making a green bean nut bread from meal kit C. So, I got right here a typical loaf pan. I got here some butter. Just gonna grease up. That way, when we're making the bread, it won't stick. Nothing's worse than going through all this trouble just for it to not stick. Be generous with it. All right. And if you really want to make sure it doesn't stick, you can add some parchment paper, maybe dust it with a little bit of flour. This right here should be enough though. Next, I got here a food processor. If you don't have a food processor or a blender, you could just mash it up with a typical potato masher or anything you got really. I'm just gonna stick it in right here. I'm gonna process it up nice and finely until it's basically just mush. And should look something like this right here. This is about 1 can's worth. You don't need a whole lot, just 1 can will do nicely. And get my rubber spatula, just make sure to get every single bit of that. All right. And in this bowl right here, I got about half a cup of dark brown sugar. You can use light brown sugar, and half a cup of regular sugar. Just gonna crack in 1 egg real quick. Got some oil and some vanilla. Take my whisk. Here I got some flour, some salt, baking soda, baking powder, cinnamon, and some nutmeg. Get added in about half at a time. Just make it pretty easy to incorporate it all. And I like using a rubber spatula, just fold it in rather than using a whisk. Don't want to beat it too much and incorporate a lot of gluten. Helps keep it nice and moist, nice and tender. Gonna add the rest in. Might seem like a lot of flour and everything right now, but it'll get mixed in, don't you worry. All right, your end result should be looking something like this. Then gonna dump this straight into our loaf pan. And I also got here these right here are almond slivers. You can use any type of nuts you want, peanuts. And if you're allergic to peanuts or any type of nuts in general, you can just add in some oats if you want, give it a nice little crunch. I like to give it a little sprinkle on top. And just giving it a little bit of a shake. Tap it on the counter just to remove a little bit of air bubbles. This right here, we're gonna put it into a oven at about 350 degrees for roughly between 50 minutes to an hour, just until you can insert a toothpick. No batter, no crumbs, nothing should be coming out at the end. And towards the end, it should look something like this. If you really want to serve this up, you can serve it up with some apple butter, maybe some type of jam, just anything to help sweeten it up. And if you got kids that don't like green beans, pretty decent way to trick them into eating them. So this here is your green bean nut bread from meal kit C. I hope you enjoy it as much as I do. It's to die for.